What?
Yo.
That's what he said.
Oh, man. That's a blooper. It's hey, Red. Do you remember the record, man?
What record you talking about, man?
Man, Dear Mama by Tupac Shakur.
How can I forget when you came there?
Oh, man. Can you remember the record? Hey. What's up, Cornerstoners? My name is Johnny Warbucks, and I'm here once again with Kalishnikov Red. And welcome to our 18th installment of Remember the Record. And today we're going to talk about the hit classic Dear Mama, which first released as a single back on February 21st, 1995. But before we talk about any of that, in honor of the topic at hand, and the passing of Tupac, Afeni Shakur, and to everyone out there who's lost their mamas, let's take a moment of silence.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know that R.I.P. Pac, Afeni Shakur, the Shakur family, everybody that was impacted by the loss of these this prolific MC, as well as heads that this holiday in particular might be a little more rough, you know. But it is the day. I mean, every day is the day to celebrate your mom.
Of course, no, man. It's every day's the day, but this song is. I mean, there's many songs, but this song is the most perfectly written song I've ever heard, and depicting mothers, like the love for the mother. You know what I mean? So, Johnny Boy is right. This is an everyday thing, but whenever you hear it, it just reminds you gotta love your moms.
Hug your mom today, man. Hug your mom. Happy Mother's Day for those who are celebrating. And we decided it was Red's idea. He was like, "Yo, Mother's Day is coming up, and we need to do Dear Mama. Yeah, we got to do Dear Mama."
I mean, you can't. If we didn't do that, we'd be like bad singers and bad hip hop heads.
So enjoy. Be sure to go and play a little Dear Mama. Hug your mama.
And that's the beauty of it. You can play the song in front of your moms. I did, and she loved it. You know what I mean? So.
We're gonna get into the details of our experience with the record, but I think first I need to ask you, Red, what have you been listening to recently?
Oh man, there's a plethora of things that I've been listening to, but I think the most recent, I'm always sticking with him because I think he's one of the best MCs forever. Chino motherfucking XL.
Chino XL?
That's what I'm listening to.
Fuck you too.
That's what I'm listening
to. Yo, man, the disrespect on Pac. No, real talk though. If it wasn't for Tupac, I would have never heard Chino XL.
That's blasphemy.
Chino XL was brought to me.
Nunca, get out of here. That's blasphemy.
If it wasn't for him dropping his name and me being like, who the hell is Chino XL?
See,
if it wasn't for that,
blasphemy.
And the second I heard him, I was like, why is he dissing this dude? Is nasty.
That's right. He didn't even have to diss him back because he's like, yo, that guy is nasty. If anybody,
Chino's a fucking product.
And nobody can ever diss that guy and get away with it. Like,
dude, the type of caliber of technical writing.
Yeah. And look, there's many MCs. There's Eminem, there's Tech Nine, but to me, always Chino XL is just.
When it comes to that technical, capability of just doing some shit that you've never heard before.
Yeah.
That guy's brain goes in every direction. That guy's a talent. So, I mean, last month was Das EFX's anniversary for Dead Serious.
Oh yeah, really? I didn't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 25 years.
Oh man, we old.
Yo, you right? Right, man. So like I've been so once I started, I was like, I gotta go and throw on Dead Serious, right? And then I went into all the Das EFX shit after that, man. I've been listening to a lot of Das EFX.
It's crazy because Das EFX, like many heads don't know this, but one of them. No. I was mistaken with Lords on the Underground. Prior. No, but Das EFX, man. I it's interesting because like you grew up bum, that kind of stuff, but when you listen to their older stuff, they don't have the speaking bumps. They don't have that.
Yeah. So after Dead Serious, they did straight from the Suicide.
Yeah.
Right. And they intentionally, so that they didn't get pigeonholed as a one-trick pony that was like leaning on a gimmick. They didn't do any of the stuff.
It's sad because for a lot of
they got it back on the next one,
but no, it's just a lot of rappers that come out with a certain thing. Chris Cross being one of them, and just little things like
doing the harmony and
like,
rapping fast.
you kind of get stuck there. You know,
It's the only thing. It's a one-trick pony.
Yeah, and a lot of people like that. Like I know, for instance, some personal people that like have never wanted to hear like anything from like any of these heads because they think they're a certain way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
then when you like, they were like, "Das Effects, man, they can't even rhyme. They're making up words." And I was like, "You gotta listen to the later stuff."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, even that first stuff, they want effects. I love it.
I love it, and also it's like from a writing perspective, like it's so outlandishly cartoony in certain elements. It's like the Fushnikins, right?
Nibo's connected to my huddy ha ha ha.
Like right, and you're like, it sounds dope when you do it, but if I were to be like, hey, I'm gonna write something, I'm gonna do this bar, right, but I'm gonna end it by going hardy ha ha ha. It don't sound good, but they made it so fucking.
It's so
cool,
rugged.
It's still grinding, and the videos are still really gritty.
The beat, that sample.
Yeah,
Yeah, but no, we gotta go back to Pac over here.
I mean, hey, look, that's what I've been listening to. Okay, so shout out Das Effects, Chino XL. I think it's time we're gonna get into the stats for Dear Mama. Okay, this was written by Tupac Shakur. A lot of people don't realize that on the hook it's two different people. It's Reggie Green and Sweet Franklin on the hook.
I didn't know.
Yeah, they're not well established. It's like they were here for this record. You know what I mean? They've probably done a slew of other things after or before, or they didn't. Sort of like
perfected for this. Yeah,
Tasha and Thug and Rugged Bone. She came out and did her little thing. She did that joint and made famous and bounced. You know, so it's possible.
What about?
I always thought it was.
What about Michelet?
Well, Michelet was a little more established because
she was more established.
She had more records. She had the Wrecking Crew, but then she also showed up on like Death Row's Greatest Hits. And
she has been.
She had other stuff, man. So the date of the single was released February 21st, 1995. All right, it included the LP version, the instrumental, a Mosey mix, the instrumental for the Mosey mix. They had Thug Life's "Bury Me at G," which was from his previous album under the set Thug Life with his people there. And then it was, and it also had Old School as its B-side, which is an interesting choice because it's a great record, but there's just other records from there I would have imagined. I guess you didn't want to play all your cards. The Old School's dope, super dope. So the first album appearance is Me Against the World. That came out March 14th, 1995. It was recorded at Echo Sound in North Hollywood, Los Angeles. So a few things. One, trying to find this place now sends you to a place called like Echo Labs or Echo Studio. It's not Echo Sound, Echo Bar, something like that. And I don't know if it's like a breakaway from that or a recreation or re-entry of that. I don't know. I don't know because I had a lot of trouble finding this studio. Check out some of the notable recordings that came out of Echo Sound during this time.
Echo Sound sounds so familiar.
This I had to dig into, man, because like I had to go into like the crevices, go into the crates for it. But remember the Friday soundtrack?
Yeah.
The Alcoholics Coast to Coast? Yeah. City to City and Coast to Coast recorded here, where Dear Mama was recorded. Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise.
See,
the whole album was recorded.
Oh, the
whole album, not just that record.
That's why I was like, I've heard this place before.
Del the Funka Homo Sapiens. Wish my brother George was here. Mr. Bob Dabalina recorded here.
Yeah, like
the Lynch Mob's Gorillas in the Mist.
Oh, look at that! My school's cousin, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy?
Good segue.
And this is before, like, Pac went into Death Row and shit, was on all that shit. Too Short, Short Dog in the House.
Damn.
All recorded at Echo Sound, North Hollywood.
See, man, and
so this is a place where jewels were made, man, where diamonds were being carved out of fucking coal, dog. It's
like Warp House on the East Coast, not like the recorded there, but it's just the name and the name. These places that got these names. You're like, yeah, I've heard them before. We've covered like some. Yeah, we do come back. Like, I mean, the example, the label was it was released on Interscope and Jive. Yeah, there you go.
And we know both. I mean, Interscope is Jive. That's where you had Big Pun, Method Man. You had a slew of ill ass people coming out of that. This was produced by Tony Pizarro. I don't have anything further to say about Tony just yet. I'm hoping that maybe we'll bring him back up later. But Tony Pizarro, right? I was like, who's this cat? Written by Tupac. Tony Pizarro.
Pizarro.
Pizarro?
Yeah, get out of here. It's that guy. Don't worry about it. Here's a small bit. Here's a small bit. You're not
white people. What are we gonna do? The song is 4 minutes and 39 seconds long. Samples, okay? There's only 2 major samples for this record. Main instrumental. So the whole beat that we're familiar with is from the ironically named Joe Sample, from Joe Sample's 1978 and All My Wildest Dreams. So just the whole instrumental that we know, right?
Yeah.
Now the trick here is that the hook is a parody of the Spinners' classic 1974 Sadie. So in that song, it's Sadie instead of lady. Don't you know we love you? And it's not even like a hook as much as like it's an envelopment of the song. It's a hook because it comes up more than once. But it doesn't like bridge out like here's a 16, here's this.
Is it a break?
It's
almost
like a break almost.
Yeah. Okay.
You know? But the song is actually dedicated to the memory of mothers who have passed on. I highly recommend you go to YouTube and look up Sadie by the Spinners.
It's a good song.
The song is powerful shit. And I think even more powerful is the comment section in that
I can only imagine.
Everybody talking about their grandmother, their mother, that they lost, right? And it's just, gosh, man, every single comment. It was like I had to like all of them, man. I was just like, dude, this is absolutely powerful.
Yeah, you know, and like it's kind of crazy.
And like only one comment about Tupac. Like this was all people that just knew this song.
Yeah. See, my heart goes out to those that have lost.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine.
I don't want to imagine.
I can't. That has to be. And you guys are resilient and living. I know it's still hard for you, but you guys are maintaining it. I gotta give you guys mad props. That has to be one of the hardest things. Yeah.
And then this holiday come around.
Right. That's what
my heart goes out. My heart goes out to you. It gets harder.
Yeah, it doesn't get.
Does it get better, or does it get harder?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, love your moms, cherish your moms. If you got them, if you don't, remember them in all the good ways they, made it.
Hey, we're dedicating this one to all the moms. We're dedicating this to our moms.
Yeah, all the MILFs.
Shout out to all the MILFs, man. We love you, baby. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be the people. You motherfucker.
Nah, but for real. MILFs and just good moms, like,
dude,
and everybody,
heavy.
like, all moms, like.
Yeah, just moms across the world, dog. Like, no, this episode's for you. This record is for you.
Yeah.
So those are the instrumentals. Now let's talk about like its success. So certifications 3 times platinum in the US and silver in the UK. All right.
Interesting that it went silver in UK.
What I think is more interesting is that it was number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. Number 9.
Really?
That's where it peaked.
Because this
was like everywhere.
Like
number 3 on Billboard Hot R&B and hip hop.
I feel like everybody that doesn't even like rap memorized the words to the song. Like,
know this record by heart. Yeah. And number 3 on the hot R&B hip hop. Like that's crazy to me. Now, strangely, number 1 hot dance electronic song.
There you go.
Just out in the club to Mama. Just getting heavy on Dear Mama. It was number 1 on Billboard Hot Rap.
Okay, well that makes sense, but still, the other ones don't make sense, though, right?
But how about this though? Now this is where so Billboard wasn't really seeing it, or people weren't really putting the numbers in for it, because that's how Billboard doesn't pick it.
Yeah.
But the side notes is Dear Mama was the 3rd hip hop song to be selected for preservation at the National Recording Registry in the Library of Congress in 2010.
What's the other 2?
I'm gonna ask you, and also making it the first hip hop record by a soloist to be inducted. So there's your first
DMC.
So it'd be so let's talk about this. So the other 2 records, one is an album and one is a song. They were selected for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically important and or to inform or reflect life in the United States.
Oh, well, that makes a difference.
So now we're narrowing it down.
See, now it could be.
What song do you think? That's the first one that got inducted. Yeah. And motherfucking right.
Yeah, man, for real. One thing, I'm gonna just lay this down. A little issue I had with Puffy. Like, and do you remember that show that he had where he was getting the MC,
the band,
making the band,
right?
and he had them like recite, which still is good. The Sugar Hill Gang, instead of hip hop, the hip.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah. And I was like, no.
Do the message.
It should have been the message. A child is born with no state of mind,
blinded by the ways of mankind. To this record. And everything looking like one great big alleyway. Fuck! Like that, I mean, the visual aesthetic to it. And so, of course, this one gets in the registry.
Yeah.
Can you at least, it may be harder to guess. It shouldn't be so hard to guess.
My second one
would be the album. It's an album. Obviously, it's coming before Pac and it's coming after The Message.
I don't know the name of the album, but I want to say it's Run DMC.
You want to say it's Run DMC?
Yeah.
It is not Run DMC.
Really?
Let's look at culturally, historically, aesthetically important, informing or reflecting the life in the United States.
Well, I mean, but that was the message.
That was the influence of hip hop coming into a pop cultural sensation by fusing into rock and roll and pop records, right? And so, like, yes, I agree. They deserve their spot, and I'm pretty sure I'd have to look back to the registry to see who else was in it. Fight the Power Man.
Oh,
Public Enemy's Fear of a Black Planet.
Forgive me for that, Public Enemy. Forgive me for that, Chuck D. Forgive me for that, Comrades in Arms. I'm just gonna walk out. I'm walking out here.
How you flip that?
I'm walking out.
How you flip?
Don't even look. Don't even look at my.
You know you done fucked up, right?
Don't look at my.
You know you done fucked up, right?
Shit, man.
Son of a bitch.
Shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So with Dear Mama, we can go into the music video real quick if you want to, or we can get right into the our experience with it.
Well, let's do our experience to it first, because the music, the videos. I mean, it's pretty in your face is how it is. You know what I mean? What was your experience? Because I know you were like,
well, okay, yeah, and I was a huge, massive Tupac fan.
Take this and run with it.
I would imagine that the very, very, very first time I heard this record was not on Me Against the World, but it was probably off of the Death Row Greatest Hits album. And that, and in my opinion,
always late bloomer, man.
I was late, but honestly, that last that version of it, I think goes a little harder. Like it's got more of a live instrumentation to it. It's a very powerful. There's like parts where when he's like, even though Wassail rocks, you can hear like the beat kind of do like this like sort of manipulation or whatever. I think that it really resonated with me. I think I prefer that version out of all of the ones, all the different new mixes and the Anthony Hamilton mix,
which is not bad. I like that version better.
I think so too. I mean, it just, I don't know, it resonates. But it's also like, I mean, come on. I mean, I was a mama's boy. I
think we all were.
Most boys are mama's boys. You know, if mama was there sticking it out and doing her thing. Yeah. So I do remember like one Mother's Day, straight up and down. This is real. Like, and I'm real young, and so I don't fully grasp half of the stuff I'm listening to yet. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up reciting this song to my mom's for Mother's Day, like it's a gift. I was like, here, Mom, I'm going to sing a song.
How old were you?
97, 98.
So 92, I was 10.
14,
yeah, 14.
13.
Yeah. No, this song came out.
Well, it came out in 96. Or 95.
95, so we were...
I mean, but when I was listening to hip-hop, I started getting into it around like 97.
You might as well just be geriatric.
Oh, my God. But still, a lot of, come on, man. I'm sitting here to my mother and being like, even as a crack fiend, you always was a black queen, Mom. Talking about me being in jail and shit, like, slinging dope to the homies.
Jail cell.
But, and again, this is and a lot of people will sit there and go, how can you relate to records when this didn't happen to you, or you didn't walk into it? Because I have a mother.
You got a mom.
And you hear a lot of the stuff that he is talking about, never kept a secret, always stayed real.
Always
when things went wrong, like catching those whoopings from school, acting a fool in high school, all of that shit is true talk for me. So like, I mean, I may not any media of any kind, there's pieces that you either gravitate because you're attracted to it, or you think it's cool.
I'm not a boxer, but I love rock.
Yeah. Love watching boxing.
I'm not gonna.
Always been a lover, not a fighter.
I'll be a fighter, but not getting pounded in the face.
No. Not my Steve. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, though, like I mean, come on, lady, don't you know we love you, sweet lady, dear mama.
Yeah.
Man, just a powerful record. So that was my coming up, is that like I definitely heard it via the Death Row collections and like studying them, eventually leading me to Me Against the World and all of his other stuff. But and then actually reciting it for my mother, you know.
It's a great song. It's easy to recite too. You know what I mean? It's not like really complex structure, but the structure is so. It doesn't need.
It's just eloquent.
It doesn't need to be. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No,
that's why I say it's the most perfect written. And that and Never Seen a Man Cry in My Eyes are the most perfect.
Never Seen a Man Cry, Scarface.
Yeah, and then him and Pac with that Smile song. That's a great song too.
When they got together in this Smile, man, and this is like right when we find out that he passed away, man. That shit just crucified and Scarface, natural born preacher man.
He's like preacher, but death.
Yeah, he's got all black and stuff, but then he does like that prayer.
Yeah.
But I'm a dreamer. It's like such a simple little line, but somehow it like he makes it heavy.
So my experience with Tupac. All right, look, a couple things here. Tupac is, for those that don't know, is a name that comes from Quechua, which is my like original language. It's not Spanish, even though I only know a couple words in Quechua, because that is an Incan name, and our like Tupac Amaru was an actual Inca, like king, general, high up in the ranks, and that's his mom was very knowledgeable, obviously, being a Black Panther, being exposed to like books, that and all the class struggles throughout. And Latin America had big class struggles, so I'm guessing she read about Fidel and everybody, so she had to read about the Incas, and that's where the name Tupac Amaru comes. So for those that are like, why is this guy named Tupac to make such a weird name? Well, that's the reason, right?
Oh man, he's king.
So the thing is, like, when this song came out, I'll be honest with you guys, I do like Pac, but I'm not gonna put him.
You're not an avid Pac.
To me, he's a good rapper, and that's where it ends.
Machiavelli on Crazy, he says you ain't gotta bump this, but please respect it.
Yeah,
I know that you respect it.
Yeah, I know, and I
know that you listen to it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I listen to what's the word I'm looking for? My
forte.
My fallacy in this particular episode is that I'm not well versed on Tupac as much as he is. I'm well versed on Tupac's singles, and I'm well versed on plan around when I hang around with the underground girls used to frown, saying I'm down when they come around, gas me when they pass me, used to diss me or harass me, but now they ask me to kiss me. Get the thing, people change, wanna live their life high, same song, kick around. If I play the nice guy, I remain still the same way too, cause it's the same song, same song,
all around the world.
So my favorite verse from Tupac is when he was with Digital Underground, which is something a lot of people may not know as well.
That's how he came up, man.
Yeah, and he was in the rapper back then.
He was a backup dancer.
It was a backup dancer. Everybody had backup dancers.
Everybody was backup dancers.
But yeah, and Digital Underground,
Shock G put him on,
man. The Humpty Dance. So if the newer people came up liking Tupac and saw this guy hugging up on them,
a little
like weird voice and nose, it's because it was Humpty Dumpty, Digital Underground, Shock G, rest in peace, man.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man.
Man, we should have gave him a shout out too.
Yeah, no, and then of course, all his other singles like "Keep Your Head Up" and
that's a powerful one.
I mean, that's a great one. And Brenda's Got a Baby.
That's a powerful one.
I Get Around.
That's a fun one.
and like, I mean, there's and the Machiavelli songs I do
Hail
like.
Mary's
Hail Mary's amazing. Like, so there is. I have my picks, but I'm not per se such a.
You're not ahead.
Yeah. Now this guy's ahead.
100% ahead.
So my first experience with this was obviously I knew who Tupac was, right? But I wasn't paying too much attention to him. But then this song came out, and this song made me stop in my tracks and made me like watch the video, learn the song, learn his history, learn all that stuff. This song changed my perspective on Pac a lot. And I wouldn't say that Pac put me onto politics as he did. Ice Cube put me into politics. And I knew about Ice Cube and his political, and I started reading books. And I knew about the Black Panthers So when I come to learn that Pac's mom was a Black Panther, I mean, all this is Black Panther books. So you know what I mean? Like, I have a big, like, I have shirts that are black. I went to this museum, or this pop-up museum, and they were like selling Black Panther shirts. This guy was black. He was like, "You want this?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, he's like, wait. I was like, "Nah, man, because I'm a revolutionary. You know, this is, you know, all people, all workers. So, you know, this, his mom, I read about, but not knowing that it was Tupac's mom until after this song.
That's pretty wild, man.
You know, I read it because I've had a history of reading about the Black Panthers and all that stuff up to Tupac. And then when Tupac, when I did the matching, I was like, oh shit.
Ain't that a bitch?
So that's why I was like, yeah, man, my respect went like from here to there, like hardcore.
Yeah, man.
I just wish he would have stayed in that way, but you know, people evolve, and for my own liking, that's where I wish he would have like evolved more into the
so more of a Tupacalypse now, strictly 4 type cat than you are
the
All Eyes on Me.
Death Row. I mean, don't get me wrong, these guys some bangers.
For me was like my introduction, and it was just that raw West Coast sound. You know, again, this is like me like absorbing a lot of Snoop, a lot of Dre.
That's what I'm saying, and same with me, because like that West Coast was a big thing, but
man, those beats went hard as fuck. Those records went hard as fuck. Tupac as a character went hard as fuck.
Yeah. And
all spitting in the cameras,
and he definitely
talking
had
all that shit, dissing people.
He definitely had his beats or his songs, his hits under Death Row, but my preference is more. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not being like an elitist. Oh, gangster rap sucks. No, because gangster rap is what got me reading books.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from gangster rap, I learned more about Dead Prez, learned more about Public Enemy, learned more. So if it was for a Cube, you know, talking about the Predator or Lethal Injection, I would be completely a different persona.
That's
today.
interesting. That's true though.
So you know, like, and then when I heard the song,
for me it was Razzcast who kind of put me in.
Right, and then when I heard the song with Pac and Cube, I was like, okay, that's what's up, man. Like, so you know, I do, and you know, To Live and Die in LA, another great song.
I love that record.
And I do give him his props. It's just, again, no disrespect, but everybody, you know, has a higher perspective on Pac, which, you know, rightfully so in their own perspectives. But in mine, he's just a good rapper. That's where I'm going to end it, you know. I'm not going to put him as the greatest ever, you know, because for me, that's Rakim, that's all Cool J, that's KRS. I mean, I'm from the old school. That's what we were talking about. We were like, it depends.
Can you put this into the pedestal of a Big Daddy Kane, of a rock?
So it depends, right? Who and at what age? Because if you're asking me,
those are all goats, man.
But if you're asking a kid that grew up in the time of Pac and Jay-Z and Biggie, who's the rap god, they'd be like Pac. You see what I'm saying? If you ask. Now,
Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, and Pac, man, like those four cats was the argument.
That's what I'm saying.
In high school for us.
So for me, even though we're the same age, he started a little bit later. I started a little bit earlier. So like people like Chubb Rock, people like Rakim, people like Big Daddy Kane, people like that was what put me onto. I mean, the first person I listened to was Tone Loc. So you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's kind of funny because like on the commercial level, it was like Tone Loc, Coolio. Like that's right. Pretty funny, but we went from a Tone Loc to where we went. We went from a Coolio to where I went. You know, I do find that like when you look at the trajectory of how we ended up absorbing what we absorbed, it is kind of a wild ride.
But no, I give it to Pac.
But Dear Mama came off of Me Against the World, and Me Against the World was the in between of like the more like social conscious Tupacalypse, the more like. Aggressive conscious Strictly For My album, and then you have the more like inner like more like thought or spiritual side, softer if you will. This was the album I think that expanded his fan base through females of women in general, because
with Brenda.
I mean, Brenda's got a baby who's on Apocalypse Now, and of course, and then of course like Keep Your Head Up and Strictly For. Those are all like very, very powerful records about women. But when we start talking about Mama, when we start talking about Mama, dude. No. And this is also like, you know, again before Death Row, so songs like Temptation, it's attractive. He's like, hey man, I heard you heard I Like to Get Around. It's more playful. It's not so like all these hoes out here.
Yeah.
Every other city I go, I see the same phone. Like that's not happening. It's not that. And then songs which I'm not a big fan of because it's just like a slow kind of. It's not my jam. But Can't Get Away is about like women who are in abusive relationships. And he's like, man, leave him. Let me. I'll take care of you. And so like, I mean, it's definitely more of a conscious album, but it's not his most conscious.
Now,
a lot of people.
Real quick, I had asked Johnny Boy over here a little bit earlier, and I can't remember. Maybe you guys can help us out if you guys watch, and maybe you guys know. Put in the comments, please. There was another rapper later down the road that did a rendition of Brenda's Got a Baby.
Man, if y'all know that the answer to that, because I don't know what he's talking about, but he said that there was a new cat that did a version of Brenda's Got a Baby. It's the same beat.
Yeah, it's almost identical, almost like the same storyline, almost identical to.
But someone else is just rapping a different version.
Yeah, and I want to say it's either Ludacris or it's Drake or something like.
Ooh,
like
man.
That's why I asked him. I was like, "You like that other rendition?" He's never heard it. So
one of my favorite songs by Pac is called "Pain." And it was a bonus off of the Above the Rim soundtrack on the cassette. Back in the day, the cassettes, so that people would buy the cassettes because CDs were hot.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "We got another song only on the cassette." And Tupac's "Pain," boy, man, Ja Rule came around and did a version of that, and I just was like,
no. And you know something I also heard a lot that I was like, yeah, you're kind of like, it's blasphemy and it's insulting. I heard so many rappers rap like this.
Oh my God! Particularly after he died.
Yeah, and that was just like
that whole era. I mean, I listened to a lot of those cats, but yeah, where you have to stretch your voice.
Man, and it's like
on a record I did. I was like, I hear my respirators speaking memories of my guys. Like, I did it one time.
But you have the whole.
But there were cats who were like taking that style, taking the bandanas and reversing them, the bald heads. Ja Rule's.
I mean,
DMX was a different era, and DMX mad love and respect. Some respects to Ja Rule too in certain elements, but like definitely DMX. But like that look, that bald. I mean, and not to say that like, I mean, cats and Onyx were the baldies, like the true baldies. Right. But like that backwards bandana.
Busting my pants and my language, my language polluted. Onyx is everywhere.
Oh God, I love Onyx, man. Let's let the boys be boys. Let's take a moment to talk about the music video real quick. This was directed by Lionel C. Martin, who did a couple other music videos. He did the Stop the Violent Self-Destruction video.
Oh, really?
He did that video, and then he also, but check this out, but he also did the movie How to Be a Player.
Really?
And Long Shot, which is a tennis like quasi-docu thing, but I don't think it's based on anybody real. It's an interesting movie. But yeah, Stop the Violent Self-Destruction.
I did not know that.
Tupac Diamante.
But you can see a little bit of like the sepia,
the docu kind of like that saturated, kind of darker.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of the touches there.
So the video features Tupac's real-life mother, Afeni Shakur, reenacting her reconciliation with a lookalike young Tupac throughout the video. It depicts Tupac kind of running around causing drama, stealing, dealing, fighting, getting locked up, while his mom fights with him, beats him, smoking crack in the video. The real Afeni is seen in a living room, kind of reviewing like a family photo album, but the pictures are like morphing in and out of different things. And meanwhile, on the TV, it's like these different clips from Pac's music videos. So Tupac was in the middle of a 4.5-year bid during the rise of this album, and the demand for the music video grew. And so this is the only official video to be released, and for obvious reasons, Pac couldn't be in the music video. And in a documentary, there's scenes where he's talking to police, and like he's explaining this in an interview where they were like, "Man, stupid rapper, like you can't do anything, and how's it feel to like have all that fame and just washed up?" And he's like, "Actually, my record's #1 right now, and it's doing extremely well. I'm making millions of dollars." Well, it's pretty funny, but yeah, so this era of Pac videos is my least favorite. He's not there. And so it's just a lot of montage stuff. This one is different because Afeni's literally in it.
Yeah. And because of just the song.
And the subject matter.
Yeah.
And if you can't look at the video, look.
It's a beautiful video because it's like watching like a photo album.
It really is, though.
Yeah, and you get that feeling as the viewer, and it's beautifully shot. Like, it's simple. There's no like, oh, this, that's, oh, wow, like it ain't
There's no bells and whistles.
We're going back to Cali by Biggie. None of that. But it's simple, but it's in your face and it's emotional. So it does make you feel, man. And when there's certain things that he says, and the certain clips that you see, like this song is one of those songs that if you lost, man, you would cry.
Yeah, and I also would say that, like, anyone who's lost a kid, anyone who lost a mother, but also anyone that grew up in a house with addiction. Anybody whose moms or pops was estranged because of drugs or alcohol. This is an emotional video.
It's a hard video, man, and that's what I'm saying. Like
the fact that this Black Panther chick was in jail and like basically out of pocket prison. I mean, there was something where she was on her way out. She thought she was going to lose. She was going to have this baby, and the baby was going to be taken away. Yeah, so and that's the opening part where she's like, "And I had a son." Blowing smiles.
So let me give you guys a little background information on crack and the Black Panthers, because I don't want people to like hear this and be like, "Well, Tupac's mom was a crackhead in that Black Panther," right? So what it is the Black Panthers were doing their thing. And then this thing called COINTELPRO started happening. And COINTELPRO started putting in a lot of drugs in the neighborhoods where the Black Panthers were. And, poverty neighborhoods. And you got like $50,000 worth of drugs in like a train station, an abandoned streetcar, train car, just there with the doors open. Things are going to happen. That's the like downfall of the Black Panthers. And this COINTELPRO thing. So, and you see this with Afeni Shakur. You see how she was that Black Panther. She was, but then like the crack came into the streets and crack. I mean, we grew up 80s. Come on,
the
80s. And crack. I mean, Bobby Huey Newton died in the 80s because of a drug deal on that. So you have like crack infiltrating like the revolutionary groups, and that was such a tragedy and hard thing to see as a person who has that revolutionary background. That's why, like, a lot of things like that happened later with Pac, I kind of was like, I'm not going to listen to this that much because it's money throwing around and stuff like that. This isn't what the Black Panthers were about. You know what I mean? So, that's one of my, like, things. But watching that video, if you don't understand that context, you're going to say, oh, she's on crack, and, she's in jail, and she wanted to give her... It's not that simple. It's long. So I know she didn't want to give her kid away. I know that the crack was taking over her. I know that the crack, she's seen a lot of people die because of crack, her comrades in arms and all that stuff. So I'm not going to blame her on anything. I'm just glad she's out. She's not doing that no more. And I'm glad that like Tupac had a mom that instilled these values.
The fact that they were able to reconcile.
Right.
In an interview, she had vocalized about this song that it gets harder to listen to every time she hears it because
she's getting better and better.
Well, in RIP, she's passed away now, but at the same time, but yeah, she was clean, and they reconciled, and she got to see his success, but then the success took it, and she had to go through that. You see her go on stage with Biggie's mom, at places and hold hands and wave at each other. And as examples, the cautionary tales.
And that's one of the things really that I talked about this in another thing where I was talking to John. It's like the producers. I mean, not the producers, the record labels. Like, ease back, man. Like,
because this is what happens.
People die, and you make your monies, you make your millions. People die, and you hurt other people that don't even just people that listen that may not even know the people that die. You exploit kids to make your millions of dollars. You exploit death. And I'm looking at Puffy. I'll put the name out there. Like, I always felt Puffy made billions off of Biggie's death.
100%.
You know what I mean? So
I don't think there's any argument.
And then Suge, at the same time, it's like,
Pac's death.
Like these things, this death didn't need to happen. And both deaths didn't need to happen. Like,
they had problems with specific people.
Yeah, this was literally specifically the heads that control the situation.
Media thing was out of control on that one.
Yeah, man, and
the whole thing is still heartbreaking, man.
Yeah, and look, I'm from the East Coast. Well, I'm literally from the South, the West, because Ecuador's on the West Coast, and I was born in Ecuador. But ever since coming here to the United States, I've been on the East Coast. I grew up on the East, listening to the East, this and that. And I've always, and you guys, you can ask anybody, I've always been like, yo, Ice Cube's one of my favorite rappers. You know what I mean? And Scarface, another one of my favorite rappers. So to me, like,
West, South.
Yeah, there was no, oh, I'm better because I'm here. I'm better because this started here. No, man, it was never.
There were heads that were like that.
I know, and they were like, they're still like that.
Stuck, like it has to be New York.
Like yeah. I mean, if like for example, like things to not be thinking that way. People in Austria, people in Russia, people in Japan, people in Africa are all rapping. You know, but if you had been, if that's that mentality where it's like, no, only the East Coast is where it's only hip hop. Well, you're not hip hop. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Because hip hop's for everybody. West Coast. If it wasn't for Africa that bad, Ice-T wouldn't be Ice-T. If it wasn't for Ice-T, there wouldn't be nothing.
Yep, exactly.
So it is what it is, man. Like I gotta give mad love to the West Coast. I give mad love to the East Coast. I was never part of that, and I'm glad. Like, you know, a lot of the rappers that I grew up with weren't part of that either.
Yeah, man. Now let's try to dissect a couple of the lyrics here, man. When I wrote down like highlighted lyrics, my answer to that was the whole damn song.
The whole,
because you said it yourself. It's just a perfectly written song. But the very opening line I wanted to mention here: when I was young, me and my mama had beef. 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. The back of the time, I never thought I'd see her face. Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place. Tupac is quasi like talking shit about his mom. It's not, but it's reflective.
It's
the bad with the good, right? Like, and he's also acknowledging that he fucked up.
Well, it's such a human.
It's a human thing.
It's a human thing because nobody's perfect.
None of us are saints.
Yeah,
we're in a life of progress, not perfection.
But ain't nobody can take my mama's place. My mom ain't perfect. Like, you know, I've had many issues with my mom too, but I always tell her, I'm like, I'm so glad that you are my mom.
Oh man, I mean, as a kid, I didn't really absorb it, but like as an adult, when I re-listen to records like this, I do think about, like, you know, it's like suspended from school, scared to go home. I was a fool with the big kids breaking all the rules. I shed tears with my baby sister over the years. We were poorer than the other little kids. And even though we had different daddies, the same drama, when things went wrong, we blamed mama.
Yeah.
Right? And I definitely...
Hey, we were kids.
Stressed the fuck out of my mom.
Man. You're man. And like me and him together stressed out our parents when we did foolish things together, man.
Some of it pointless, some of it is just the way it was.
Yeah, and so I know.
And I made amends. I made amends with my mom. You know, I sat down and apologized for my part of it. Like, everything that I've done.
Of course.
You know?
But you haven't been a bad kid. It's just you're not perfect. You're not perfect. And the same with me. Like I've done my stuff, and you know, I've become. That's.
I love you, mama.
That's the beauty of this song. Like, you can be tattooed the fuck up. You can be in and out of jail. You can be shooting people. You can be running away from the cops.
Mama coming.
But your mom's always there. You know,
mama always gonna be there. I reminisce on the stress I caused. It was hell hugging on my mama from a jail cell. And who think in elementary? Hey, I'd see the penitentiary one day. Hey. Man, I tell you what, there's been sessions when I was in high school where somebody would just start this record, like just no music, just start singing it, and just a group of 20 deep would just have opus and sing this whole damn song, man. Because that's the impact that it had. And that was, I'm not talking to a group of 20, it's not just 20 of this, that, or the other. It's different people of all walks of life, different grades, different sexes, different everything.
That's why, like I said, man, and I know
dear mama,
I'm repeating this to get you guys sick of me, but for real, it is the most perfect fucking written song ever in the rap game with Never Seen a Man Cry. But again, that's my opinion, but
for a woman,
prove me wrong, motherfuckers.
For a woman, it ain't easy. I finally, like you was okay. If I finally understand, for a woman, it ain't easy trying to raise a man. God, man. Always made miracles every Thanksgiving. Fuck. Yeah, man, and then that flip on that Sadie record, that Sadie, that lady, which is, oh man, it's just so good, man.
No,
We got some of that.
It's my mom watched the video. She
I can see you coming
crying,
home after work late, you're in the kitchen trying to fix this hot plate.
plate, yeah.
Fuck that, man. You were just working with the scraps she was given, and Mama made miracles every
Thanksgiving.
Ah.
Yeah. And you know, this isn't in no way close, but there are things in Biggie where I'm like, birthdays was the worst days that we sip champagne when we thirsty.
What about Sky's Lemon with his mama?
Oh yeah.
Now look at you, baby.
Yeah.
Mama love you.
Went from Ashley to Class.
That's right. I like that. There was this one line that he says, man, I wanted to see if I could find it. Okay, now this is like Pac in his Pac element, right? But it's such a simple line, but when you hear it, he's just like, everything will be alright if you hold on. It's a struggle every day, gotta roll on.
Yeah.
And there's no way I can pay you back, but my plan is to show you that I understand.
Yeah, man.
You are appreciated.
Yeah, that's such a great line right there. That's like the ending of that, right?
Yeah,
that's such a great ending.
It's just a powerful record, dude.
Yeah, man. No, if you have a chance and haven't listened to it, maybe this goes out to the young ones because everybody in our generation has to have heard Dear Mama. Like if you didn't, I'm sorry, you didn't hear music. Like you just didn't listen.
If you're watching this video,
if
you're watching this video and you haven't heard Dear Mama, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like that's for one. I mean, you had to have found it by looking up Dear Mama, or just following us, one or the other. But like, honest to God, if you haven't listened to Dear Mama, man, Mother's Day is right around the corner. You know, that's why we're airing this video, this show today.
And show this, well, not necessarily this episode, but show the video to your mom.
Yeah,
show this episode to your mom too, baby.
Please do.
If she don't mind.
Tell her that we love her.
Yeah, if she don't mind.
And have a happy Mother's Day.
Is she a MILF?
Yeah, and if she's tell her holla at me. As Tupac was going to say, holla at me. Holla if you hear me. What's up?
Where do you want it?
No, okay. How do you want it? That video is ridiculous. All right, so we are down to the schedule here, and so we got to move on to the games, man. It's time for the games, man.
You start your little spiel here. I gotta do some medicine.
All right, so real quick, man, we're gonna do singles only first, all right? So aside from the hit single "Dear Mama," what other chart-topping single is your favorite by Tupac and why? Now, just to remind you, unlike last month's video, let's put these names up right now so that y'all can see it. Look at this. You're gonna have to take a look at this.
Holy shit!
So these are and look, these are the singles that are not him featured. Like this is just his singles. So I mean, look, we got Trap. Brenda's Got a Baby.
How do you want
it on the joint? Two of America's Most Wanted. You know, Keep Your Head Up.
Hold on. The reason I bring the How Do You Want It up is like, you remember the movie Friday?
Yeah.
Where what's his name comes out of jail and he's watching the Tupac and it's like the video comes out.
I remember now what you're talking about. This was not from the first one. This was from the next Friday after that.
And then Cuban, it was the son of the landlord.
Yeah.
And then Cuban, what's his name, come in and was like, give me a hug. Give me a hug. I've been in jail a long time. Give me a hug.
My man that like co-hosts like America's Got Talent. What's my man's name?
And he was like without a shirt. He was just with boxers on.
Just like making his boob.
And he was like, how do you want it? He's like,
so ridiculous.
Yeah, take that shirt off. Take that shirt off. Terry something.
Man, we love this guy, man. Shout out to that dude.
Okay, so
I mean, you got a lot of records to pick from, man. I Ain't Mad at You after he died. That one was heavy too. Hail Mary's a banger. Once he died, there was a whole strip like on the right side. It's like basically everything that came out after he died. I Wonder If Heaven Got a Ghetto. Proof of Love, Changes.
I'm sorry, like my decision will always be Keep Your Head Up.
Keep Your Head Up.
It's such another
no surprise.
Well written.
No surprise.
You know, and it's such a lovely song towards the women. Like, you know, it's like,
man, if that's not a song that didn't get you tapped in,
man.
Like a little bit more of an understanding. Maybe don't act like an asshole around girls. Man.
No, it's like, was that the We got money for wars?
Yeah, but we got money for wars, but can't feed the poor.
Yeah. That's I mean, all these are great, but man,
That's a really strong song.
Yeah, I go with that.
Ooh, child, things are gonna
and
get
that sample,
easier.
yeah,
That sample is dope.
From Naughty by Nature
Everybody
to that. Anytime that sample's on, I'm like,
I'm already invested in the record.
I love that song.
I'm already invested in the record. The original is super legit. This is tough, man, because like a song like Brenda's Got a Baby has so much like impact on me, but it's also like for me like the one record that's off of this entire list that I listened to a lot, particularly in high school when I was like when things were getting real fucked up, when the chips were down. I listened to So Many Tears so many times, man.
Oh yeah,
that's the 100% on a playlist. Like I put that with Illusions, like Cypress Hill. Like whenever I was just like down.
Yeah,
like,
mine was Illusions.
Illusions was a big one for me, but like
what
So Many
mine?
Tears, bro.
You know what was mine for those Illusions? And
DMX's Slippin' was another one I listened to a lot.
Yo, nobody. Somebody.
Oh man, by Biggie.
Kill you,
man. But that one's a little more real talk stuff.
Yeah, but I was like, because it's just the emotion.
I know what you mean. And just I don't want to die, God. Something. Yeah. I mean, look. So I mean, any of these could be. I mean, California Love.
I do like. Is this To Live and Die in LA?
Which one?
To Live and Die in LA.
That's one of the singles, yeah.
To live and die in LA
is the place to be. Yeah.
It wouldn't be no without the something.
Without the Mexicans, Black Love and the Brown got sex again. Yeah.
That video too.
That's a hot video, man. Like that's LA to death. LA all day.
Nah. You know what? Like, nah. Keep your head up. That's my number one.
Yo. Yeah, that's fair enough, man. I'm still gonna go with So Many Tears, man. I don't know that one. It's not on this list, but Pain from that Above the Rim soundtrack. They'll never take me alive again. I with my 405 cop with so much pain. Oh man, and that beat. Yo.
All right, calm down.
All right, we're done with the Tupac song.
He's going crazy.
Yeah. All right, now it's time for our deep cuts. Aside from the songs that garnered chart positions and/or music videos, what is your favorite record of Me Against the World? So this is the rest of the album. If I Die Tonight, Me Against the World with Dramacydal, Young, Heavy in the Game featuring Richie Rich, Lord Knows, It Ain't Easy, Can You Get Away, Old School, which was the B-side on the single, Fuck the World, Death Around the Corner, Outlaw.
So my favorite Outlaw is Old School, but second to that would be the Heavy in the Game.
Heavy in the Game?
Yeah.
Game's been good to me.
And I love Richie Rich. I'll be fucking with him. But the best is when I started hearing like him talk about Rakim, and all that.
Yeah,
shit,
see, Old School is my jam because it just like reminds me of the shit that I love, you know. And he's talking about it from perspective of being in New York and what that was like, and he's talking about like these different, when they would do the block parties and there's Brooklyn and I was like the Italian ices and shit. Like he was there, like, and you could tell he was there, and I love that shit about it. Me Against the World is that last verse in particular by Pac is super dope. I love Lord Knows. Lord knows, Lord knows, Lord knows. Man, I like Young too. Like just the kind of G that everybody knows. It's Lord knows. For these, I'm gonna do
the rest of hip hop opportunity. All the rest don't exist.
They don't exist. Oh shit, man! I might have to do Me Against the World just because of it. Because fuck, I don't know. I'm still doing Lord Knows. Lord knows. I'm gonna get you in the verses. Don't you worry, man. I got something for that ass, boy. All right, now we're gonna go in. Speaking of the verses, let's do the verses now because we're getting titled. This is gonna be good shit here. So, all right, first one is the albums, the pretty posthumous albums. You know what I mean? So we're talking Apocalypse Now, Strictly 4, Me Against the World, and All Eyes on Me.
What about that Rose album?
So that's after he died.
Oh yeah,
that's after he died. So the albums that came out. Wow, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we got Apocalypse Now. That's your Brenda's Got a Baby. Yeah. That's all. That's Trapped. With my homies called. You got Strictly For Mine, which had Keep Your Head Up.
I think Strictly.
Holla if you hear me.
I think Strictly.
Yeah, so Strictly got Ice Cube, Ice-T on the joint, got Tretch on the joint, Apache.
Yeah.
Like 93, you still get that old school joint from Me Against the World. I think just like track to track, Strictly is the
I gotta go with that too.
That shit goes hard in the paint. I think he's most like the socially prolific in Apocalypse Now, but he's just like he's in his pocket with strictly.
Yeah. It's a good balance, I think, from social and a little bit of street, and it's just got. I think that's the better one, but that's my opinion.
All right, let's go ahead and cut our listening fan base in half real quick. Tupac versus Biggie. Which one is it?
Damn, you straight up. Oh man! All right, listen.
One of their catalogs just disappear forever.
Holy shit.
No, you gotta just pick one, man. Tupac and Biggie. We obviously fuck with Tupac and Biggie over here. We are a Tupac and Biggie house. Something tells
This is a house of God.
This is a house of God. In the name of the day of our Lord yet again.
None of this stuff is.
Man.
Y'all is blasphemous. No. Okay, look, man. No one's better. No one's worse. To me, they're
to
me they're in the middle.
Same page.
They're in the middle, and they're in the same.
Just one's East Coast, one's West Coast.
Yeah. So I mean, look.
You're not gonna pick one?
No, I'll pick one, and the only reason that I pick this is because I remember this day distinctly. Okay, it was either Christmas or like a day before Christmas on the year of, I don't know what year it was, but Juicy came out, and this is the first time I hear Juicy, and I'm like, okay, so this is where because before Juicy came out, like I started kind of like not disliking hip hop, but I was kind of getting like stagnated with hip hop. I was like, hey, everything's starting to sound kind of. But then Juicy came out, and it was like completely different for me. And I was like, I love where this is, and I hope that this is where hip hop goes from this point forward. So now, Dear Mama and Keep Your Head Up, there's some real lyrics there and some real shit. But that guttural feeling of I hope that this is where hip hop goes, which it didn't. But because it didn't, it went. Bad Boy became a thing.
I was gonna say it kind of did.
But Juicy, that song, like it didn't.
We didn't recapture that lightning in the bottle, but we 100% post Tupac and Biggie got both of them.
Yeah.
On radio.
Yeah.
Like there was a shitload of wannabe Pacs and a shitload of wannabe Biggie.
That's very true. So I'm not again. I don't say better. I just say the one that had more impact on me, at least that guttural feeling, was Biggie.
And I can't forget where I came from, man. My upbringing roots in hip hop was Death Row, was Ruthless, was all of that West Coast shit. So I'm gonna go with Pac. I'm gonna be Pac ride or die. You're gonna be Biggie ride or die. We're gonna fucking shoot out in the streets.
Well, no, I mean I'm not Biggie ride or die.
No, I hear what you're
look, that's what I'm saying. Pac and Biggie to me,
Dear Mama,
are good rappers.
Oh my God!
But that's where it ends.
Don't cancel us.
That's where it ends.
We are hip hop.
Rakim, with Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, Melly Mel.
Well,
I mean, come on.
Me and Mariah.
Old Dirty Bastard.
Go back like babies and pacifiers.
Come on.
Old Dirty John Lion.
Come on. That's good.
Shit.
That's good.
How you like that?
But that's
how you like them apples.
That's me.
All right, so now because the featured tracks, all right, so there's like 3 like larger tracks, and then like as far as his featured tracks, there's just a lot. He's got a lot.
Yeah.
But these were the ones that like actually like made some money, made some recognition, had the music videos.
Tell me you have one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, of course, and it's the one I already know. I know the answer to this. I think you already said the answer to this, but the question is which is better, Thug Love with Bone Thugs and Harmony, Smile with Scarface, or Are You Still Down with John B?
Smile
for me,
man.
I mean, and I don't think. I will say that when I heard Thug Love, I was like, "This is like the best shit ever." However, I thought the one with Biggie,
you're so
Biggie's Notorious Thugs.
Oh,
I think shatters it.
I'm then dangerous. Ain't too many get better with us.
Straight up, we don't dangerous. Label us, notorious.
Blow the bus and straight us.
Gambling. Other restaurants with mandolins and violins.
We got. Well, John had seen them that Biggie perform. I don't know. Did you see them?
I didn't see Biggie perform, but I saw Bone.
But did you see them perform?
Oh yeah.
So I never saw that, and then we recently went to a show, and this is the first time that for 50 years hip hop, that's the first time I actually saw that song. I got.
Dude, we have a video of us just
Yeah.
fucking having a fucking time with it, man.
We're like all over the place. Man.
Yo, you can barely see what's happening.
And
in the
I'm like this, rapping
our
around
ass
like
up.
this, like showing the people. And I'm like going back like this. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
this was hot, dog. Yeah, but sip and smile, dog. I mean, hands down. All right.
Video, the shit they talk about,
Ooh.
everything, even the wardrobe.
Yeah,
everything.
100%, man. All right, man. From least favorite to favorite, out of these four MCs, list your favorite rapper. We got Tupac. We're doing mega stars here. So we got Tupac, Jay-Z, Eminem, and Lil Wayne. So who's your least favorite and who's your favorite rapper from these four?
You fuck.
These are mega stars.
You rat fuck.
These are mega stars. They're the most famous rappers. Some of these, like, I mean, Jay-Z and Tupac both in the National Register.
Fuck you, you fuck.
You know, this
Fuck you,
is
you
massive.
fuck.
Biggest selling artists of all
Oh,
time here. They're
God
massive.
damn
They're
it.
huge stars.
I have not
They're the best.
one record from any of them. All right, so
You got Tupac, Jay-Z, Eminem, Lil Wayne. Who's your least favorite? Who's your favorite rapper from this group?
you're gonna get me killed. All right, Tupac's my favorite.
Tupac's your favorite from this? So Tupac's your favorite rapper?
No, out of those four.
Out of these four, Tupac is your favorite rapper?
Say them again.
Tupac, Jay-Z, Eminem, and Lil
You
Wayne.
hear that? Out of those fucking four.
All right, so Tupac is your favorite rapper?
Out of those four.
From this list, Tupac is your favorite rapper.
Out of that list, that man there is my top choice. All right. So then,
You're not going to say Tupac is your
so
favorite rapper?
then we go to the second top choice,
Who's your second favorite rapper?
Eminem.
Oh, Eminem's
No,
your second
not my
favorite rapper.
fucking no.
Who's your
Then,
okay,
then what's the other one?
Jay-Z, Lil Wayne.
That's equal.
What?
That's equal. I'm not getting involved with that. I'm not getting.
Tupac is
Listen.
the most-
How you gonna put these two writers together with these two?
well. Jay-Z's in the National Registry, man.
I'm not saying that he's a
and Lil
writer.
Wayne is
I ain't saying he's
is
a writer.
mega
I
star.
ain't saying they're writers.
Hey, Lil Wayne does have some bars, man. When he wants to do them,
Ain't that right?
it's just a voice. I know, and it's Jay-Z's voice, and it's Eminem's voice, and it's Tupac's everything. I understand.
No. It's Eminem's voice. Look, listen. All right, I don't like certain people because of their noises, but he'll be like, well, you like Be Real. No, that's a different noise. That's a different noise. Nah, the other one's like, and then
All right.
and then no, man, no. Okay.
All right, so Tupac's your favorite rapper. Eminem's your second favorite rapper. Your third, you're on the teeter, but you think Jay-Z might be your third favorite rapper. Lil Wayne's probably not your favorite. Out of these four,
Out of those four, that lineup is the way it's correct.
Okay. So Tupac's your favorite rapper. Okay. All right, now let's switch over to the next. He doesn't know what my verses are before we do it, but I was smiling shit and ear grin when I was right. I was like, oh, I can't wait to hear what he's got to say about his four favorite MCs. Those are his favorite. Now, Tupac's his favorite.
What's yours?
Dude, that's tough, man, because Tupac is the upbringing, man. Eminem has a massive impact on me, and I'm not ashamed to fucking say it, dude. Eminem is probably my favorite of the four. I mean, but content-wise, I mean, the longevity of it is Tupac, 100%. So, I mean, look, it really depends on what I'm trying to get at here, man. I mean, I really do. It's Eminem and Tupac, but Jay-Z and Lil Wayne are at the bottom. Lil Wayne's at the bottom. And again, there are records I do enjoy from Lil Wayne. I respect the fuck that this was a young ass MC that like was fucking murdering people and came out. But I was
murdered himself.
Yeah. But I was I was always a No Limit guy before Cash Money.
Yeah, you were.
And I was definitely like, when they started coming out, I was like, man, these motherfuckers trying to bite and be that shit. Like, I was definitely more defensive.
Yeah.
You know, and at the same time, ironically, a lot of the No Limit cats are trying to be like Pop. So it's like, it's kind of funny, but no, for me, it's got to be
trying to be like Pop.
Trying to be like Pop. Now let's take a moment and give it back to the moms. We're gonna wrap this up with our final shout out to the mothers. We got another verses. This is other hip hop songs dedicated to Mama, and I know there's some big ones by some other artists. I mean, obviously we know Boyz II Men's Mama. I Love You. Kanye West got that song about his mom. He got a whole album basically dedicated to his mama. But like, we're talking about Snoop Dogg, I Love My Mama. We got Nas's Dance, just one last dance with his mama. I'm gonna throw in, and this is a bit of a stretch. We can cross this out if it's unfair. Ghostface Killah's All That I Got Is You. It's
That's
talking about
unfair.
it's
That's unfair.
because one, you're gonna pick that anyway,
Yeah.
and two, it's also, but it's not directly
Yeah,
about his mother,
yeah.
but it's definitely a song about the upbringing and struggle. All That I Got Is You.
Yeah, man.
Common's Forever Your Love, and then this, and then Foxy Brown's The Letter.
Okay, so
Let it do it to her mama.
for me, it's between Nas and Foxy Brown.
Do you like Dance, Last Dance, and The Letter? The
Yeah.
Letter is powerful, man.
Both of them. I mean, Last Dance. I mean, just the name of that song can it puts an image.
The hook is fucking
Right.
tearjerking.
And then in The Letter, I mean, look, Foxy, man. Foxy's always been one of my. I mean, whether she writes it or not, the way she just flows it and sounds, I
I mean,
love
she
her, man.
didn't live with a ghostwriter. She wrote,
Yeah,
she
I
wrote
know she
it.
wrote that. I know she wrote that.
and the letter is to her mom.
Yeah. So.
I think that's the most powerful one for me because I relate to what she's saying in the letter the most. I think that the letter to her mom's probably the one. I think it's got to be Foxy the Letter. It's tough because
Yeah,
Dance
it
is heavy.
Yeah, it is. And they both. I mean, both of them are heavy.
And Snoop, man, I mean, I Love My Mama is a cool record, but not a lot of Snoop on I Love My Mama. It's a lot more of the people saying. Common's Forever Your Love is deep, but it really is. I mean, I think the letter hits home for me a little bit, and I think anybody who hears the hook and Dance is going to be like, fuck.
Yeah.
Particularly anybody who's lost their moms.
Yeah, I definitely give it to those two. I mean, I can't choose one from them, but
We'll let you decide, man. I mean, we're going to put it all up in the thing. Let us know when you're listening to these videos. We always appreciate y'all making comments and kind of, saying what in the verses, who do you think is? Which one's the better? Is it Foxy Brown and Letter? Is it Nas's Dance? Is it Jay-Z, Eminem, Tupac, Lil Wayne? Is it Tupac or Biggie? Like, I mean, these are heated conversations. These are heated. Which Apocalypse Now, Strictly for Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me. This is a heated conversation. This is stuff where if somebody wanted to start the conversation now, our entire fucking page would be littered with just this fight. These are polarizing questions, and Pac was a polarizing dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a good thing that he's like super like fan, and I'm not a super fan. I think we reach a good medium.
That's where the balance is for this, man. I mean, never forget that we were hip hop heads since the day we got introduced to that shit.
Yeah.
But we also are not afraid to have our own opinions, and we're not afraid to express them.
I believe you me. I got my own goddamn opinion.
We're all about, but with Remember the Record, it's all about remembering the record. It's all about looking back on something fondly. I mean,
yeah, man. No,
I mean, unless we start doing polls and people want us to start doing records that we either A, have never heard of, or two, don't care about, but you want us to really make a video about it.
Then I'll be like, this is shit.
Look, I mean, we're not ever gonna be here to just sugarcoat it, man. I mean, we're gonna speak how we feel about it, and that's the end of that.
I think it's respectable.
I mean, we do it, but we do it with respect, and we don't come out here with just nonsense. We don't come out here with fuck that, whatever. We don't do all that.
I mean,
No, I know you do. We sometimes you gotta muzzle this one.
It's a good thing for the show.
It's good. If there isn't conflict, then what kind of show are we watching?
Yeah,
Gotta have a little conflict.
No, but we're saying that, mad props and shout out to all the moms out there. And I know it's a rough job, especially if you're on your own. But you guys really do God's work, man.
Amen.
So for reals, may God bless you guys, and may God protect you guys and give you strength and resilience to keep doing what you do. Because I know, goddamn, it's hard. Like I know, I couldn't have no kid and be by myself.
Wouldn't be here without my mama.
Fuck that.
My daughter wouldn't be who she'd be without her mama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're forever blessed for all the moms in the world to be here, man. They build and create nations.
I mean, there's some bad moms out there, so
look, there's some bad. Hey, look, there's a lot of bad daddies, a lot of bad mamas. There are.
But yeah, you.
But this is a Mother's Day. This is a celebration, and that's what we want to leave it with. Is that love, man? And we hope that you take the time to listen to Dear Mama and share it with someone that you love.
Yeah, share with your moms.
Watch the video and look back on good times, man.
Share with your mom.
Hard times.
Rap it to your mom like John Love too.
Yeah, man.
Nah, but for real, check this out in all the streaming sites: Collision Copyright, Johnny Warbucks, all that junks, man. You know,
Please like and subscribe. Be sure to share this video. If you haven't started following the Rappers Corner yet, please do. Right there, right here on YouTube. And then follow us up on all of the social media from Facebook, X to Instagram to TikTok and beyond, man. Where are you?
engage with us. So that way, like, you guys got something.
Talk to us, man. We'll talk with you, man.
Yeah, man. For real. It's like, but yeah, man. Check us out. Check out the Rappers Corner. Check all of us out, man. For real. We all got things going on. We do it for the culture. We do it for you guys. We do it for us. We do it for everybody.
Always hip hop. And today, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Y'all have a great weekend, okay?
After the milk.
Hey, what are we doing next? What are we doing next month, man? It's May's over. Here comes June. We got what? We're getting into the summertime.
Let's just say, like, we got a lot of book reading to do and a lot of learning to do to come correct to the hip hop game. So,
man, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. Nah, I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. Look,
Yeah,
for the love of hip hop, man, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, man, we got you.
We got you.
Yeah.
It's bigger than us.
Man, you know it. Bigger than us, man. We're bigger than this old rap bastard. Look at you.
Look at G.
Look at that.
In and out. Peace, y'all, man. Peace. What happened to the screen? No!
Mama,